You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I'm your host, Matt Burns, and of course with me is, as always, John Ballore. And we are
Good evening.
Live on a different day.
Yeah. Do not adjust your sets, or whatever you call the thing you're listening to this on now. Mobile device, computer, tablet, laptop, or PC. Do not adjust it. We know it's not Sunday, but we're here anyway.
Yes, but then again, that is potentially due to last week's, how do we say, mishap?
Last week's little situation where, due to circumstances beyond our control, we couldn't actually do the regular scheduled Sunday edition of The Burning Truth last Sunday. So, what would it be in WrestleMania weekend this weekend? Call this a combination of last Sunday's show that we couldn't do and a WrestleMania weekend special.
That it was. If it sounds like I've got a bit of a cough, I do apologise. I may have one. I don't know.
Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Burns is more than a little bit under the weather, but in the spirit of everyone who'll be taking part in WrestleMania, he's soldiering on for the good of the show.
Damn right, I'm soldiering on. It's WrestleMania week.
Hell yeah! It used to be WrestleMania on a Sunday on its own, and then it turned into WrestleMania weekend with the addition of NXT, and then the Hall of Fame ceremony. Well, actually, no, the Hall of Fame came first. And now, what with all the other wrestling companies that are doing shows in and around New York City this weekend, it's essentially WrestleMania week. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it has, in fact, already started.
No kidding.
That is correct. Of the 55 wrestling shows and events that are taking place between now and SmackDown next Tuesday...
Let me just state this. How many?
55.
If any...
And of those,
wow.
5 have already taken place because they happened yesterday. So, sorry if you missed them.
We do apologise. We couldn't get them out soon enough.
No, we could not get soon enough. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, I think... just before we start, we should just make a quick mention of last week we mentioned that we were going to talk about the great job that the guys, initially Jim Johnston and latterly CFO $sign do with WWE music. We were going to do that this week, but we've decided, NXT TakeOver New York, Hall of Fame weekend, WrestleMania.
Yeah, I wouldn't say just for this week. It was originally planned for last Sunday, but unfortunately, due to us not being able to do it on that day, we ended up having to try to rearrange it, and we thought, we'll get it in this week. No.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. And we're going to have to postpone it for at least a couple of weeks, I think, because today is going to be all about listing all the shows, if it doesn't get too boring, that are occurring over WrestleMania week, and then it will be dedicated to the predictions for NXT TakeOver New York. Then on Sunday, I don't know, one of the shows that's on this week's quite big, and we'll probably be talking exclusively about that. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Showcase of the Immortals, the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Not sure if you're familiar with it.
No, just in case you haven't heard.
Just in case you've been living under a rock on Mars for the last 35 years.
No, I think Mars would even probably know what that is.
Just in case you've been living under a rock on a planet in the Pegasus galaxy for the last 35 years.
And in case anybody doesn't get that reference, please look it up.
Yeah. So we'll get to the music in the future, but for now we've got loads to do with regards to trying to publicise the huge world of wrestling that is happening this week.
And let's just state this, as much as it is WrestleMania week, we are going to be saving that discussion in regards to topics for all WWE and WrestleMania stuff and everything for Sunday's episode, which will be the second. That will be the part 2 for WrestleMania week.
Of the WrestleMania week special, yes. But what this is, we realised when we couldn't do anything last Sunday, has to be also featuring the predictions for NXT TakeOver New York, because that is taking place tomorrow. So
Correct.
If we did it any later, we wouldn't get a chance to do any. So, you know.
Oh, no. We could have done it tomorrow. We could have done, but then that would be more rushed. You know, we'd have to be doing it before the actual matches are happening. And we thought, why not? And plus, you did kindly so optically say we'll be live tonight.
Kind of indirectly, without meaning to, on Twitter earlier, yes. So, oops, sorry about that. But hey, I wasn't lying. Here we are. The
funny thing about it is, as much as we could say, oh, this could be rushed. It was going to be rushed either way, because let's just take this, folks. This is not even scripted. We're doing it old school,
I know.
Off the cuff.
Really hard to tell, isn't it?
Well, give that away.
Yeah, I know, it's dreadful. Anyone would think that we had spent all of 3 minutes planning this. We've actually spent far longer, but it doesn't show.
Did we?
Anyway, I have. You should see how long it took me to write out the 55 shows that were happening over WrestleMania week so that I didn't forget any of them.
And let's just state this: we are actually past the watershed mark, because we are actually based in the UK. So just in case if anybody isn't past the watershed mark, and depending on what country you are listening to us for, we do apologise. There may be some
following reviews. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
There may be language that may be unsuitable for younger listeners. So there may be us talking over each other and sounding dreadfully unprofessional, both of which may be unacceptable to viewers of a sensitive nature. So apologies for both. Yes, but take into account, as always, we aren't in the same room.
We aren't in the same room, so that accounts for the talking over each other. And it's freaking WrestleMania, baby. Come on. We're allowed to get a bit excited.
Of course,
and maybe occasionally let a few rude words slip by accident.
Woohoo!
Don't hate us because we're excited. This is like the biggest week of the wrestling year. As anyone who is even remotely a fan is well aware. I'm kind of stating the obvious there. But
Pretty much.
If you're a new listener and you weren't sure, or you're a new fan of wrestling, welcome. Hi. Yeah, this is like sort of the FA Cup final, the Indy 500, the Coca-Cola 600, the Super Bowl, the World Cup final, the Cricket World Cup final, the Rugby World Cup final, and any other sporting event you can think of, all rolled into one.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, shall we get down to business?
Yeah, would you like to know what shows on WrestleMania week you've already missed?
Let's hear them.
Last night, in various places in and around New York and New Jersey, were shows by a company that intrigues me in its name alone, which is called Pizza Party Wrestling. Bear with us while Matt Burns is temporarily moderately unwell. He's an absolute warhorse. He'll get over it. Pizza Party Wrestling and UPWA Undeniable both took place at 7 p.m. last night in Ridgefield, New Jersey, and something called, I can't read my own handwriting, the Wayne Paul Building in New Jersey, respectively.
Let me just state this. I'm not the one who actually wrote these down. These are all John Ballor's fault. But let's just say this. If any of us get any of the locations wrong, any of the names wrong, we do apologise.
We can only apologise, but I have the handwriting of a drunken doctor, so I apologise profusely.
How dare you?
Also last night was Battle Club Pro, # Women Crush Wednesday. That's the name of the show. Don't have to go at me. Wrestle Pro, Does Funny Equal Money? And night one of the pro wrestling and gig hybrid Murder Mania, which took place in Brooklyn, New York, Rahway, New Jersey, and the Lucky 13 Saloon in Brooklyn, respectively. Guys, that's just night one. Tonight, that was 5 shows. Tonight alone, there's 15. In and around the New York, New Jersey area. Because, basically, it's not just WrestleMania anymore. Essentially, the entirety of the wrestling world has decided, if it can be their biggest show of the year, it can be ours too.
True.
Actually, I think already having happened today, because even accounting for the time difference, it's 9:20 here in the UK, so that means I think they're 5 hours behind on the East Coast in New York. So IndependentWrestling.tv presents Family Reunion at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey.
Promoting family entertainment.
Indeed. And Evolve 125 from La Boom in New York will already have taken place because they were at 12 p.m. New York time today.
And if I'm not mistaken, Evolve does actually have a bit of a link deal with WWE. So that would be interesting.
Indeed it does, yeah. Happening right about now will be Destiny versus Fight Club Pro presents Fight for Destiny. See what they did there?
I see what you did there.
At the New York City Arena in New York, kickoff time 3 p.m. or bell time, I should say. WXW America is the Wonderbar.
Whoa! Let's just go back. Let's just go back a little bit. You know, with
rewind.
With Fight Club Pro, I believe I was actually speaking with one of the actual runners of it recently, which was at another show. I can also say he's been absolutely looking forward to that event and definitely one not to miss, as they've got, you know, top stars, top talents all over.
Yep. Epic. So, yeah, there's that Destiny versus Fight Club Pro happening right about now in the NYC Arena in New York.
Check it out.
As I said, WXW America is Wunderbar at 4 p.m. in the La Boom Arena in New York. And apologies for the bad German accent, but WXW is Germany's premier wrestling promotion.
Woohoo!
For those that aren't aware. And GCW presents Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, 4 p.m. at White Eagle Hall in New Jersey. They're all happening right now.
Which may not be family friendly.
Highly unlikely. Although the time of day it's on suggests perhaps slightly more family friendly than it would have been at a later date. Who knows?
Who knows?
Also on this evening, MLW presents Rise of the Renegades TV tapings, so you're going to get more than one show's worth for your money there, at 7 p.m. in the Melrose Ballroom in New York. As part of WrestleMania Access, the WWE events will kick off tonight with NXT versus NXT alumni.
Ooh.
So basically a load of NXT guys versus a load of former NXT guys, which takes place at the slightly odd time of 6 until 10 p.m. Brooklyn Pier 12 in Brooklyn, New York.
Mm-hmm.
That could be interesting. So the likes of all the current NXT guys who aren't on TakeOver versus guys like, I don't know, Big E, his first one that comes to mind, possibly Tyler Breeze. I'm just trying to think of other NXT alumni who aren't on either TakeOver or WrestleMania. Possibly.
A returning Bray Wyatt. You've also got... Yeah. Take into account how... There's plenty that you can do on there. Cesaro's been on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Like I say, it's basically anyone who's ever been on NXT who isn't involved in TakeOver New York or WrestleMania could potentially be on that show.
One to check
out. So that's going to be a hell of a show. Yep. Also on tonight at the same time, bell time 7 p.m. is the WrestleCon Super Show at the Hilton Midtown in New York, and NYWC, which I'm led to believe stands for New York Wrestling Connection, presents A Matter of Pride, 7 p.m. at Stage 48 in Manhattan.
Check it out.
7:30 p.m. Interspecies Wrestling presents Boner Jam 4, Balls Out. Yeah, sorry, that's what they called it. I can't help that. At the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey.
And let me just say, that isn't the only weird name that I've heard from some of the events.
No. Featuring none other than the now relocated back to her native Canada, I believe, but resident in these shores for a very long time, the All-American Canadian Addie Starr.
Woohoo!
I know that for a fact because, hey, I follow her on Twitter and she does talk about it quite a lot because she's quite excited, as you would expect.
Just a little bit.
Yep. Starting at 8 p.m. tonight. These times are all bell time New York time, obviously, so I believe 5 hours behind us. DDT Pro presents Coming to America at La Boom in New York. Night 2 of Murder Mania, the pro wrestling and heavy metal music sort of concert/wrestling show, which is being held at 153 Morgan Avenue in Brooklyn, starting at 10:30. And this is the oddest one, which I've got highlighted amongst the list, because it's an event taking place. It's not one you'd have thought WWE would publicise, but this was on a WWE linked webpage that I found, and they've listed it. Impact Wrestling presents United We Stand, 11 p.m. at the Rahway Recreation Centre in Rahway, New Jersey.
Did I miss something?
Indeed. Also happening at 11 p.m. is AIW presents Slumber Party Massacre at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey, and at an official listed bell time of 11:55 p.m., Kaiju Big Battle presents 25th Silver Jubilee at La Boom in New York.
Plenty going on.
I was going to say, in case you hadn't noticed, this is just today. There's tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday leading up to WrestleMania, and there's nearly as many shows on every day. So basically, take the rainbow. Whatever your colour is within that spectrum, there's a wrestling show for you in there somewhere.
Pretty much. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you might need a bit of a breather.
Before I lunge into what's happening on tomorrow night, Friday, April the 5th, I'd be grateful, yes. What have you got in mind?
Well, what I've got in mind, I was thinking about recently, if you want a bit of a subject to talk about, and this is one that I've already brought up previously, and it's to do with Ryback.
Former WWE superstar Ryback?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen his advert recently? For the Extreme?
I personally have been told about it by many people, but not actually seen it myself. So, what does it involve?
It involves him having certain models at the ready, a before and after. The question is, I have to say about his product, the advert might have worked great if it was the actual model who'd lost the weight. Potentially, because then you can build up to it, not just for rush's sake. Put one person there, have another person come out and say, "This is what happens." It's like,
I see what you're saying. Look, this is what happens. Here comes a completely different, already ripped person.
Oh no, I mean, we're talking somehow the person changed height, hair colour, and shape.
So
entirely.
Essentially, there's absolutely no way whatsoever that even the most not paying attention really, because it's just an advert and it's on in the background kind of person, can possibly think they're the same person.
No, definitely no way. No way at all.
Oh dearie me.
And it probably didn't exactly help that they didn't have the same voice. Oops.
Indeed. That also doesn't help.
But anyway, there has been supposedly rumours and talks that he has been in touch with some WWE management and things might be getting smoothed over, so he could be potentially heading back. But that's only hearsay.
Hearsay. Equally hearsay, if not actually even more hearsay, is the rumour that I've just made up that the video for said product was directed by a Mr. P. Brooks of Chicago.
Which I can also say...
If you get that, you get that. If you don't, I'm not explaining it. Let's move on.
All I'll say is that I can verify that rumour is definitely not true. Good Lord.
I did just state clearly and openly beforehand that I just made it up. So,
yeah.
It's blatantly just a joke. It's not real. Please don't take it as such.
Who knows? Who knows? If you've upset that person, they might fight you in a cage.
Interesting. If Frank Turner's music video is anything to go by, I might win. Who knows? Nice. Anyway,
let's turn that all around, shall we?
Let's return to the shows that are on tomorrow night. You've had a bit of a breather after Kaiju Big Battle, which will probably finish about 3 o'clock in the morning tonight, New York time. You get to have a sleep in.
I will say this to you. If anybody tried to attempt to take on all these shows to watch, what the hell?
You would need, quite possibly, a petrol station refilling, 42-ton fuel tanker sized energy drink container and a Learjet to get between all the venues. Although, because you wouldn't even then be able to see all of them, because every occasion at least 2 are happening at the same time. So unless you are like the amazing Nitation man who can split yourself in 2 and be in 2 places at once, it's not possible.
It's not possible. Or you have some sort of teleportation device, still not possible. But here's the thing: even if you try to play catch up and recording the one show while actually saying you'll get to it later, it still take many hours.
Well, if you take an average of 2.5 to 3 hours a show for all of these, even if you had some way of being on the internet and having all of the relevant companies' streaming services or however they're being broadcast, and you could watch all of them, it'd take you roughly until SummerSlam to get through them all, I think.
Oh, that's a cool shiver.
Yes. Right, but as far as the shows go, Friday don't stop.
But it would be very entertaining, because at least you'd have SummerSlam as well.
Absolutely, there is that. But yeah, even as I said, Kaiju Big Battle tonight, 11:59 p.m. Bell time, New York time. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in the Hilton Midtown in New York, so you really wouldn't get a great deal of sleep, is WrestleCon presents US versus the World.
Ooh.
Also at 11 a.m. at La Boom in New York is Shimmer Volume 113.
Great company. Definitely recommend it.
Indeed. Absolutely recommend it. If you don't quite wake up in time for that, at midday at White Eagle Hall in New Jersey is Chikara presents Once Upon a Beginning.
Chikara.
And
where would I have heard that before?
I'm really not sure.
It's not like I know a wrestler from there that could be coming over to UKWA.
Oh, is that his home promotion in America?
That's one of his home promotions.
Well, there you go.
Because he did.
Yes, we are, of course, oblique reference fans talking about Sugar Dunkerton.
Of course.
Who will be appearing at Sugar Rush for UKWA on May the 25th in Birmingham.
But let me just state, please check out his social media, because I will say, absolutely amazing person, absolutely amazing guy, all-round amazing wrestler, and definitely one you don't want to miss. If you've got him in your area, don't sit on your hands missing that show. Get yourself to them shows.
Obviously, we have a vested interest in UKWA, so we want you to come and watch that.
Of course.
But if he's, as part of his UK tour, when he's coming to Sugar Rush as one stop, he'll be at other places as well. If any of them is even remotely near you, and by remotely I mean within a 6-hour train ride, seriously, go and see him.
Please. Definitely worth the money. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Great star. And especially with him being from Shakira Pro, which I will state, absolutely amazing company. And definitely one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
Speaking of Shakira, Once Upon a Beginning, that's at midday in White Eagle Hall in New York. At the New York City Arena in New York, also at midday, is IPW UK and an untitled show.
Ooh.
But probably something along the lines of IPW in New York or something like that.
Yeah.
But that is also a British promotion, which is well worth a watch.
Definitely well worth a watch.
Yep. There are also 2 separate cards at 1 until 5 p.m. and 6 until 10 p.m. at Pier 12 in Brooklyn, New York, for the next event on the official WrestleMania Access weekend, which is entitled Cruiserweights Collide.
Ooh.
Which is a similar concept to the recent Worlds Collide show, featuring cruiserweights from 205 Live, plus anyone that might qualify as a cruiserweight from NXT and NXT UK.
Way.
So lots of reason for lots of all those three brands guys who might not be on TakeOver New York or WrestleMania to get a pay-per-view outing. I don't actually know if either this or NXT versus NXT Alumni will be on the WWE Network, but I sense WWE are missing out if it isn't.
Definitely.
However, it's just my opinion. I don't know if they will be or not. Also happening at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon is WWN Super Show 2019, Mercury Rising, 3 p.m. at La Boom in New York, and Rev Pro UK live in New York City, 3 p.m. at the Hilton Midtown in New York.
Rev Pro UK, another UK promotion.
Absolutely. I wonder what gave that away. Are you ready? Because I'm not even halfway through the Friday stuff yet. At 3:30 p.m. at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey, Black Label Pro presents Adventures in Wrestling. At 4 p.m. at the New York City Arena in New York, Stardom present American Dream 2019. At 7 p.m. at the Melrose Ballroom in Queens, New York, MLW present Battle Riot 2.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Tony Schiavone actually does some commentating there, doesn't he?
I believe so, yes. At rough bell time of 6:15 p.m. at the Barclays Center in New York on Friday, April the 5th, NXT TakeOver New York, of which predictions from us later. So we'll come back to that. Put a bookmark next to that.
Well, we will be returning to that subject later. To be continued.
Yes, as I say, bookmark it. At 8 p.m. at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey, GCW presents Joey Janela's Spring Break 3 Part 1.
Huh?
Yes, you heard me right.
Huh?
Featuring Joey Janela's Spring Break number 3 Part 1, as in the third year he's done it, and it's so big this year, there's 2 parts.
Speechless.
Indeed. Also at 8 p.m. at the Sacred Heart Academy in Glendale, New York, FTW presents Sacred Heart Slam Forever, if I can read my own handwriting. At 8:05 p.m. at the Hilton Midtown in New York, WrestleCon presents something that is possibly the... All right, okay, hold on. This is my opinion and my opinion only, and is not necessarily the opinion of Matt Burns or The Burning Truth. Possibly the least must-see show of the weekend. WrestleCon presents Joey Ryan's Penis Party. Let's just leave that there. Also happening at 11:59 p.m.
Whoa!
No Apologies at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey. Damn, I knew I wasn't going to get away with it that easily.
You're not going to get away with that easily. What the hell?
That's just what it's called. I know no more about it than that, and frankly, I don't want to know anymore.
What?
Look, the title says everything you need to know. It's got Joey Ryan in it, so it's going to be a sleaze fest.
It will be.
If you like that sort of thing, great. If you don't, you know, if you're in the New York area, avoid the Hilton Midtown at 8:05 on Friday, April the 5th.
Right. What my colleague is saying is, if you enjoy wrestling, check it out. For me, I say still check it out. If you love wrestling, if you love comedy, if you love entertainment, do check it out. I'm pretty sure it'll be all swings and roundabouts. But
yeah, as I said, personally, it's my least favourite. But that's the point of this. As I said earlier, the rainbow, every single colour. There's a wrestling show of every shade and every colour for everybody. So the fact that it's on means there's a market for it. So if it is your sort of thing, I'm not mocking you in any way. It's just not for me.
It's all good.
Yeah. And as I said, I don't know if you heard me, if you missed it at the end, Blackcraft Wrestling presents No Apologies at 11:59 p.m., start time of the year, at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey.
I like how you got No Apologies straight after that one.
Yeah, I thought that when I was writing it down. It's like, somebody's thought about this perhaps a little bit too much.
Way too much.
Yes. For those who watch at the time when they get broadcast as episodes of NXT UK in the coming weeks and think, hang on, this is NXT UK, but those arenas look decidedly American, that'll be because on Saturday, April the 6th, at between 8 and 12, 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., there will be 3 NXT UK TV tapings as part of WrestleMania Access at Brooklyn Pier 12 in New York.
Yes.
On the morning, afternoon, and evening of Saturday, April the 6th. That will kick off day 4 of WrestleMania week.
Are you still breathing?
I'm still going. Do you still have the will to live? I'll carry on.
I still got
Wrestling
the will.
Revolver. Yeah, you still got the will to live. Good.
Let's
Wrestling Revolver presents Pancakes and Pile Drivers 3 at 11 a.m. at the Hilton Midtown in New York. Pancakes. Calm down, Atburns, calm down. I only mentioned food. There isn't any.
Hang on. Wait, what makes it worse is pancakes. You got me all excited. I just realised I can't have them.
Yeah, pancakes. Members of New Day will more than likely not be present. Just a disclaimer there. Because I did mention pancakes. At midday, at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey, GCW presents a show with possibly the most oblique title of the week. Orange Cassidy is doing something or whatever. That's what the show's called. Don't question me. I'm just telling you what the show is called.
No. Go back. Or whatever. That's also included.
GCW presents Orange Cassidy is doing something ... or whatever.
That's a unique one.
Indeed. That's at midday at White Eagle Hall, New Jersey. At 2 p.m. at the Bell House in Brooklyn, New York. The WWN Live Experience wrap-up.
Can I just make one suggestion for you? If I ever come out with an absolutely ridiculous name, just slap me. And that's for UK. That's for Burning Truth names or for UK Away shows. If I somehow magically come up with a ridiculous name, just slap me. In fact, I'll even tell my own business partner to, Renee, to slap me, please.
Okay, that's fine. Just remember, in that case, run all name ideas you have by her before you make them official, and when you tell me, brace yourself, because I might have to, even though it'll be too late because you've already printed the posters.
No, I mean, if I come up with a bad one, just slap me. And that's before.
Right, you are. Okay, in that case, can I just say now, so we've got like 9 months for you to just stay over not doing it, don't call your December show Seasons Beatings. Okay,
oh!
Not because it's a bad name, just because every wrestling company has done it at one time or another. It's a used name. It's not bad, it's just very popular. Come up with something different and original. Kidding. That's all I'm saying.
No kidding.
There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like the name WrestleMania. It's kind of taken.
It is. It's been used, it's tattered, it's battered, it's technically been beaten. Yes.
Shall we move on? Because there's a hell of a lot more. Also at 2 p.m. at the same time as the WWN Live Experience wrap-up, we have House of Glory presents Culture Clash at the New York City Arena, and Chaotic Wrestling presents Chaos for a Cause at the Rahway Recreation Center in Rahway, New Jersey. At 4 p.m., IWS presents Unstoppable at White Eagle Hall in New Jersey. At 6:30 p.m., Uncanny Attractions presents Drags and Drop Kicks at 6:30 p.m. At something called the House of Yes in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Someone had to.
Subtle hint, he probably won't be there.
Yeah, just a hint.
Also happening at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April the 6th, at the Barclays Center in New York, is the 2019 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony as part of WrestleMania Access.
Which will be an absolute stellar event.
It certainly will. That will be amazing. But for those that would rather have wrestling rather than the celebration of legends, because let's face it, the Hall of Fame will be on the WWE Network, Just $9.99 anytime you like, and so you can watch it whenever you like. At the same time, or just after, bell time 7:30, at Madison Square Garden, of all places, will be the NJPW G1 Supercard.
G1 Supercard. Which, if I'm not mistaken, yes. ROH is, it's ROH as well.
Yes. Featuring Ring of Honor talent. As I said, that's at Madison Square Garden. That is the only wrestling event of the week, which is at the sacred old venue.
And the one of the biggest shockers, have you actually seen the match for the ROH title for that on that card?
I have, but off the top of my head, because you put me on the spot now, I can't remember what it is.
Taven, Jay Lethal, the villain.
Marty Skull. Yeah, well, three reasons why that is going to be a 5-star classic.
I think it's a triple threat ladder, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, pulling out all the stops for WrestleMania week. Who can blame them?
If I'm not mistaken.
For the sheer number of competition they've got, who can blame them? But yeah, that will be an absolute classic.
That it will be.
Are you ready for one of the more obscure
what day are you on?
Of the week? I'm currently on Saturday.
Let me know when you're about to change over.
Yeah, there are 3 more shows on the course of Saturday evening.
Carry on.
Are you ready for one of the more obscure ones?
Go on.
Alfredo Palenque's Lucha Libre en El Bronx, or on El Bronx, basically in the Bronx in Spanish, at 7:30 p.m. at Gaucho's Gym on Gerard Avenue in the Bronx. Lots of Mexican-themed masks, flips, and awesome wrestling, I'm sure.
That it will be. It will be.
That's at 7:30 p.m. And then, for something completely different, at 8 p.m. at the Rahway Recreation Center in Rahway, New Jersey, Combat Zone Wrestling versus WrestlePro.
That is something to check out.
Absolutely. But almost certainly not for those of a nervous disposition.
Definitely want to be wary of.
Yes, as is the final show of Saturday night. Which I have to warn you, I am just going to read the title out, but it does have language which some people might not want to hear in it. So,
and before you state it, it isn't the final show because I've actually got the final show to announce for that one for Saturday. I'll be even at that one myself, watching it.
Well, the final show in New York that I have on this list, but not the final altogether. Okay, and that is, advance warning, there is bad language in the title of this one. Hey, I'm just reading it out. I didn't name the show. Don't shout at me. GCW presents Joey Janela Spring Break 3, Part 2. Let's just chicken out and call it The Greatest Fustercluck. Except that's not what it's called. At 11:59 p.m. at the White Eagle Hall in New Jersey.
Correct. That's fine. Would you like me to...
Yeah, I could have said it properly, but I just like saying Fustercluck because I think it's funny.
It is. But anyway, for Saturday as well, I am actually at a show in the UK, which is for Academy Pro Wrestling, APW, and it's called Prestigious. And that's at the Kaioshinkai Martial Arts and Fitness Centre, which is at Courtworks Industrial Estate, Madeley, Telford, TF74JB.
Please check website for tickets and information.
Which, if not mistaken, the website for check them out is www.apwmerch.bigcartel.com. Doors open at 6:30, and show starts at 7, which is UK standard time. But although that can vary, and they have all, for all prices, please check out their social media APW. And the interesting thing about it is, what a unique name for the show, Prestigious.
Prestigious, yeah.
Because attending on that show, they've actually got 2 World of Sport wrestlers on there. One of them being Martin Kirby.
Ooh.
And the other one being the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. and they've got an absolute stellar card. Unfortunately, I could go running down it straight away, but I can also say absolutely one not to miss, because we've got Joe Hendry in matches. We've got Damo Scorpion, who's the APW World Heavyweight APW champion. We've got Brutal Mark Wilde. We've got Basham and Black. We've got the Purge in attendance. We've got potentially White Tiger there. We've got Jimmy Vice, CJ Connors. We've also got Eddie Cobain, Shane Hardy, and everything. Tommy Gunn. They're pretty much throwing everything at it. Want to recommend if you're in the area.
Although, as an aside, the show is called Prestigious, but from the sounds of it, a certain wrestler whose nickname, as far as I can recall, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is the Prestige, Ashton Smith, will not be there.
He won't, but there is the prestigious one, which is
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Indeed. Lovely. And that just about rounds out Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Are you all wrestled out yet?
Because
no. There are actually only 4 shows on Sunday, officially, in the New York area.
Wow.
But they are the big ones.
I'll let you mention them.
Indeed. Featuring all the superstars of NXT, NXT UK and 205 Live, who have not yet featured on any other card of WrestleMania week, and possibly some who are doing double duty, who knows.
Who knows?
Between 8 a.m. and midday at Pier 12 in Brooklyn, New York, is, as part of WrestleMania Access Week, something entitled simply Brands Battle. Not, you will note, Battle of the Brands, but okay.
Aww.
Brands Battle.
I actually like that one. I like the one that
there
you suggested.
Go.
Why is
Battle
it
of the
not
Brands?
I like that.
I don't know.
I like that.
I do too.
Anyway.
Yeah. If you're listening, Mr. Vince McMahon, there's a suggestion for next year.
And you can.
I'm sure you've got the posters printed for this year, so it's a bit late, but yeah.
Yeah, might be a bit late, but if we do actually see, please send the checks
to the Burning Truth.
To the Burning Truth, of course.
Lovely. Immediately after that, at midday, at 106 Bergen Avenue, Ridgefield, New Jersey, Capital Wrestling presents Ready or Not.
Here I come.
No, just Ready or Not.
Oh, sorry, I just had to jump in there with that.
Yeah, I kind of expected you to. That's absolutely fine. Squared Circle Project are putting on a show for which there is apparently no title. Apparently it's just called Squared Circle Project at 1:30 p.m. at Veterans Park Arena in Nyack, New York at 1:30 p.m. And then at a rough start time, I think, of 5 or 6 p.m., depending on whether it starts at midnight or 1 a.m. UK time. That's 5 or 6 p.m. New York time. Is that Eastern time in America? I think so.
Might be.
Is the big one from the MetLife Stadium in New York.
Whoa. Let's get it right. Hailing from East Rutherford, New Jersey, at the MetLife Stadium, April 7th, 2019. With brands of Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, potentially even some NXT superstars on there as well, all part of WWE. This is WrestleMania 35.
The showcase of the Immortals, the grandest stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all,
and I will say,
the big one.
It is, and it's one that is going to be on for a many hours.
It will. If it has become the tradition over the last couple of years, continues this year, I would imagine Showtime will start at midnight UK time, which is, I think that's 7 p.m. New York American Eastern time.
Potentially.
But that means that the 2-hour pre-show will start at 10 p.m. or possibly 11 p.m. UK time. And the show itself will more than likely run for 5 hours. Meaning you're going to need to be in your chair from 10 p.m. UK time until 5 a.m. the following morning.
What time did you say? What time did you say?
What? 10 p.m. UK time until 5 a.m. the following morning.
For US.
So I think Eastern time, that equates to 5 p.m. for the pre-show, 7 p.m. for the start of the main event.
Wow. Are you ready for this? I've actually got it in front of me. It is 7 Eastern, 4
Yeah, you see, that's the benefit of having lots of American Xbox Live friends who constantly tell you the time difference and the time where they are until you kind of learn what Eastern Standard Time is.
Yeah.
Oh, that and watching NASCAR as well, that helps.
There's that. But let's just say this. Let's just say this. That is going to be an absolute stellar card, and I can also say 15 matches.
15 matches, indeed.
And let me just state this right now for the record. The predictions for WrestleMania are not happening today.
No, because any minute now we're going to, as quickly as we can, go through the predictions for tomorrow night's NXT TakeOver New York. So we are saving the WrestleMania predictions for the night of the show, which will be our regular Burning Truth slot of Sunday night. Although, possibly slightly earlier than normal, since we're going to be a long one and the pre-show starts at 10 p.m.
Correct. But
we're normally on air at 9.
Let's just state we will throw out the predictions as the first major topic for that WrestleMania one.
Absolutely.
For the part 2.
We'll get them out the way early.
We will have to get them out the way early so we're not clashing. We've got them out the way, done, dusted, and we can either marvel at our genius of how good we are, or
revel in our stupidity. Yes, whichever tick whichever box is most relevant. Of course, WrestleMania week doesn't simply end with WrestleMania itself. Oh no! Because
no.
There are 2 events on Monday as well.
Ooh.
Yes. One, as part of WrestleMania Access, a very interesting show between 12 and 4 p.m. at Pier 12 in Brooklyn, called Women Collide, which I assume will be similar to last year's Evolution pay-per-view, in that it will be an all-women event.
Definitely.
Although I do not know that for certain, so check it out and have a look. And then, of course, at 7 p.m. from the Barclays Center, on Monday, you have Monday Night Raw, and Tuesday will be SmackDown Live to conclude the week. Actually, no, I lie. 205 Live, and then on Wednesday, NXT will probably emanate from there as well, and that will round out WrestleMania week, at which point everyone will be like, holy crap, I don't want to see any more wrestling for another 9 months. That was insane.
Well, I can just say this to you. You can breathe. You can breathe.
Deep breath. It feels good. It feels good. Thank you to the internet, where I got that from.
You know the power of the internet.
Yep.
But anyway, we've got to
go onto your favourite search engine and type in WrestleMania week shows or WrestleMania schedule of events, which is what I did, if you would like to find that list yourself.
So with that, we want to give some shout-outs to some search engines like Google, Bing, and a few others.
There are many.
But let's just say that... Let's just state this. If you are doing some searches through please always be careful what websites you are using, and be safe, and of course always have your antivirus protection on at all times.
And always remember, of course, we can recommend it all you like, but the Burning Truth is not responsible for any of the content on any external website.
Correct.
Awesome.
Right. Shall we get?
Right,
Shall we just let you have a bit of a breather while I'll actually just run down some of the matches?
If you wish to do that, you absolutely can. Yeah, no problem.
Because straight away, this is in no order. I'm just stating the matches right now because we've got, this is in random order. We're not even doing the predictions as of yet. Straight away,
You're just simply going to read out a list of the matches.
Correct.
We've
got Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane. A fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Wow.
Sounds good.
Amazing match. We've also got the singles match for the NXT North American Championship, which pits Velveteen Dream, the NXT North American champion, versus what up, bro? Matt Riddle.
Bro.
We've also got singles match for the WWE United Kingdom Championship, which I will state is Pete Dunne's championship, which he has been holding that championship for a massive
675 days.
Is it that long?
Yes.
Wow. Hang on, you said 65.
675 days.
Wrong. I'm sorry to say this.
That's what it said on the NXT UK build-up promo. Are they lying to me?
You know what it is right now? As of right now, recognised? 684 plus.
Wow. Yeah, just bear in mind, folks, just to put that into perspective, 730 days is 2 whole years.
Yeah.
And that's how close he is. The last person to hold any WWE Championship for even remotely that long was the very first reign of a certain person who quite rightly has the nickname Immortal.
Pretty much.
From Venice Beach, California. Yeah, the first reign of the Immortal Hulk Hogan, which actually ran for 4 years, from 1984 to 1988.
Yeah.
That's the next thing he's aiming for. His is the longest reigning title reign since then. So since 1988, so essentially 30 years.
However, his opponent for this is not going to make it easy.
Yeah, he thought he had a tough ride with Joe Coffey.
Oh.
Yeah. Kick it up several notches from Joe Coffey.
He has got hailing, I believe he's Austrian.
Hailing from Austria, yeah.
He is, and his name is usually all in caps, simply known as Walter.
Well, just to be picky, I believe if you're German, Walter.
And he is, he's got many nicknames. He's been Big Van Walter, Man Mountain Walter, Ring Kaiser Walter.
The Ring General. And, since his run in NXT UK, the Austrian Anomaly.
I call him the Chest Destroyer.
Yeah. Just ask Jack Stars about that.
Ask Jack Stars. Ask anybody. Ask David Starr. Ask Travis freaking Banks.
Well, yeah, but my point was you can see it happen to poor Jack Starr on NXT UK.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Network. Yeah, put it this way. There's nearly 300 pounds of Walter, and he puts every single one of them behind every single one of those chops.
His chop is almost like literally, it's almost as hard hit. It's almost like that chop is so devastating.
How can I put?
Yeah. It's so devastating.
It's not.
You wish you were part of the Marvel universe to be erased from existence.
Oh, cultural reference. I like it.
Had to be done.
Put it this way. One shot from Walter is probably very nearly as powerful as one of Trent Seven's 7-star lariats.
Oh!
That's how devastating they are.
I'm surprised he hasn't nicknamed it the cardiac arrest.
If you decide to go with that, WWE, checks made available to the Burning Truth, please, because that is a damn good idea.
The man's got a chop so hard it can stop a heart.
Well, in a similar vein to yours and my good friend and British wrestling scene veteran Cyanide's finishing with the chiropractor's dream.
Pretty much.
And see also Cedric Alexander's finisher, the name of which has escaped me because I want to say it out loud.
What?
What's Cedric Alexander's finisher called? Because it mentions the part of his body his opponent's body that he breaks when he hits it.
Right. You can't remember it?
No, I genuinely can't. I wanted to... It's not called the chiropractor's dream, but it's called something like that. Isn't it?
You sure? Hang on.
Now you put me on the spot. No.
Unfortunately...
See, also, Zach Gibson's lung blower. There you go. Let's rescue myself with that.
I'll allow the lung... I'll allow it. But unfortunately, I can't allow... as much as you have just mentioned it, which I will say, congratulations, absolutely amazing. Do you actually remember the actual name of the move?
Yeah, is it called something to do with the lumbar, which is the region of the back that it affects?
Lumbar check.
I want to say lumbar puncture. Oh, no, okay, that's not.
It's a lumbar check.
That's a medical procedure. Yeah. Okay, that's not quite as brutal as the, whatever you said, heart stopper or whatever, but...
What, the cardiac arrest?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, yeah.
To be honest with you, I'll tell you this now. I'd rather take the lumbar check than take one of Walter's cardiac arrests.
Absolutely.
And that's saying quite a bit.
Mate, I'd rather take the War Raiders double team finish than one of Walter's jobs.
Pretty much.
Speaking of the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe, they are in the final match, which we have yet to mention on the NXT TakeOver card.
Actually,
as they defend.
That wasn't the final match that I didn't mention, actually, but I was getting to it.
It's on match 4 of 5. Please forgive me. Match 4 of 5.
Right. Match
they
4.
defend their NXT Tag Team Championships against the team that Matt Burns doesn't like me calling Blackachet.
No. It is Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Yes, Black.
No.
It's not difficult. It's not controversial. It doesn't sound like anything rude. Well, to you it apparently does, but not to anyone else, I don't think.
No, it's not that. It's just I'm not even attempting to say that because I know me. I'll slip up. Nope.
I see. Fair enough.
That's why it'll be Aleister Black and Ricochet. That's all.
Fair enough.
That'll be an absolute... Who I will state, Aleister Black and Ricochet are playing double duty for that weekend.
Absolutely they are.
For that weekend. But as for where they will be making an appearance, we'll be discussing their second appearance on Sunday.
We will. So for those of you that don't know, hey, no internet searching. Don't do that. Don't spoil it. Just wait till Sunday.
Don't spoil it for yourselves.
If you don't already know, don't spoil it. If you do already know, pretend you don't. It'll increase the suspense.
Woo! Anyway, and the main event...
final match. NXT TakeOver New York main event.
It's a 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship. Also known as Goldie. And it is Johnny Gargano.
Also known
as Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Takeover, versus Adam Cole, baby.
No. If I can't call Aleister Black and Ricochet that nickname, his name is Adam Cole.
Or
do not add anything to it.
The Undisputed One.
His name is Adam Cole, and that is undisputed. Baby. Any stupid nicknames can do one.
It's not a stupid name.
It is. It's a stupid nickname.
What?
Anyway, we forgot the most important one of Johnny Gargano's nicknames.
Go on.
The one that everyone will have to refer to him as after Friday night.
What's that?
Johnny Champion.
You can say that. However, take into account, he is a former NXT North American champion.
Yep.
But that's if he is successful. But anyway, let's get on to the official predictions, shall we?
The official Burning Truth predictions for NXT TakeOver New York.
Shall we go
Before we do, however...
Go on.
As a little aside, can I just state as well, I am really loving the NXT Loud music that they've chosen for NXT TakeOver. I've been listening to both quite a lot recently. Mm-hmm. First of all, the tune that I think Triple H picked because he liked the title of... No, sorry, because it's a great song. From the album Evolution, funnily enough, Disturbed, and a track called Are You Ready?
Definitely. Are You Ready?
Which is a belter. If you've ever heard of Disturbed, you know what they do. This is them just doing what they do with aplomb. It's a great tune. And my personal favourite, the sort of sketchy, edgy, slightly out of sync, lots of fuzzy vocals and silences in awkward places. You Should See Me in a Crown by Billie Eilish, whose entire album, When We Go to Sleep, Where Do We Go, I've been listening to on repeat for about the whole week, and I cannot recommend it highly enough.
Cheap plug.
Yeah, for which I'm not getting paid, okay? Just wanted to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. You're not being paid for that plug, but we do recommend you check it out.
Yeah. So that's Disturbed, and Are You Ready from the album Evolution, and Billie Eilish, and You Should See Me in a Crown from the album When We Go to Sleep, Where Do We Go? Both available on iTunes and Spotify.
Of course. But anyway, let's
Check
get down.
In the post, please, Vince McMahon. Thank you very much.
We do need the cash. Anyway,
hell yeah.
That aside, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to the predictions of NXT TakeOver New York. And shall we do it in the same order? Shall we do it in the same order of what I mentioned them in?
If you remember what order you mentioned them in,
I do.
Let's do that.
I do.
In which case, let's start with the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship.
Which is Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane.
What a match that's going to be.
That one, I actually can't even conceive where to even go.
No, because let's just put it this way: there's going to be more than 4 people involved.
Oh, definitely.
I, for one, will be shocked. Jessamine Duke and
here's the thing.
Marina Shafir don't make an appearance.
True. But let me just state this: because it's a Fatal 4-Way, if I'm not mistaken. Does that make it a no disqualification match?
I believe that it does. That is the case for triple threat matches, so I believe it's the same as the Fatal 4-Ways. Interesting, because that essentially means not only can Shayna Baszler's little helpers interfere at will, but anyone who feels like they might want to even the odds and has had enough of Shayna Baszler pretty much doing what she pleases, might want to step in and stop them.
And it also negates countouts.
Negates countouts, and thus means the brawl could technically go all over the arena.
So expect that one to be a all-out war.
Absolutely. Okay, so as far as predictions go, do you know who you think is going to win that?
I've got a feeling. I don't know why.
Because beyond the fact that I'm fairly certain that Shayna Baszler is not going to retain, I've got no idea.
Oh. That's where I disagree.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I've got a funny feeling that Shayna Baszler is going to be successful in defending.
Okay, is that what you're going with?
I am going to go with it.
Good, because I like it when we predict different things, because if we both all predict the same thing all the time, and we're right, it kind of takes the suspense out of who wins, doesn't it?
It does.
So, simply because it's the first name that I've just looked at on the screen of the other three, and simply because of what happened on NXT this week, I think Shayna Baszler will not retain, and I believe that the Genius of the Sky, Io Shirai, will be victorious.
Ooh. All right, there we have it, folks. That's our predictions for that match.
Absolutely.
And I've just realised part of me is thinking to myself, do I need to get these noted down?
It might be a fairly sensible idea if you did. Have you got a pen and paper handy? If not, I have.
I have got a pen.
You have?
I just need to grab a pen. And ladies and gentlemen, there we go.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Burns is getting a pen. Matt Burns has found a pen. Where were we? Right, you predicted Shayna Baszler. I predict Io Shirai for the women's Fatal 4-Way.
That we have, which is straight away
you
knockout stellar match.
Absolutely. Not sure it'll open the card, though, to be honest.
I doubt it will.
No. I think the next match that we're going to mention will open the card.
So you think the NXT North American Championship will do?
Yes.
So, just in case, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Velveteen Dream, current champion, versus Matt Riddle.
Yep. That is going to be another knockdown, drag-out belter of a match.
I'll tell you this now, about it. That will be a great match.
Yes.
Because of both of them.
Both of them are spectacularly good at what they do.
And they know what they're doing.
I think, is it my turn to predict first this time?
Please do.
I'm going to predict a retain of the championship for the Velveteen Dream.
Wow.
Possibly due to further interference by Cassius Ohno.
Ooh, that could be very interesting.
But possibly not. I don't know. That may be what costs Matt Riddle the title, but either way, it just as equally may not be, but either way, I predict that Velveteen Dream will retain.
I'll back you up on that one and say Velveteen Dream.
Okay. That's cool. Slightly disappointing for the conflict of the competition, but
as much as we can.
We both...
I'm in it for win it.
Yeah, if we both think the same thing, it probably means we're more likely to be on the right lines anyway.
Why not? And
Indeed.
we'll now jump over to the singles match for the WWE United Kingdom Championship.
Yep.
I am so conflicted on this one.
So am I. As I think he is legitimately the strongest challenger in the entirety of the, what did you say it was, 786? No, 686 days.
Yep.
Of the reign. Walter is far and away Pete Dunne's strongest challenger to date, but, well, for 685 days, he's had an answer to whoever's been thrown at him. So I don't think tomorrow night is going to be any different, and I predict the record reign will continue.
You think the record reign will continue?
Yes. Because, for discussion possibly in the coming weeks after WrestleMania, I think that whenever they finally find a way to wrest the title from Pete Dunne, the person that's most likely to do it might possibly have the nickname Bomber.
Ooh, interesting.
So, yeah, as far as this match goes, it will be a belter of a match. It will make your eyes water on at least 7 separate occasions, and you might have to watch some of it through your fingers. But I think Pete Dunne will retain.
As much as you may not like it and may want to disagree with me, I've got to go with Pete Dunne, especially with me actually meeting him and everything. Absolutely amazing.
Fair enough.
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
Well proud of him, and I can also say I hope nothing but the best, but please, Pete, please don't let him chop you.
And if you do, have an ice pack handy for when you come backstage. Seriously.
Please.
In fact, have 3.
Please. Agreed.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, we're both going for Pete Dunne on that one.
That we are. And we'll now move on to the NXT Tag Team Championship.
The match which, if the NXT North American Championship doesn't open the show, this probably will, like it did at the previous TakeOver.
Which is the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe versus Aleister Black and Ricochet.
That Matt Burns would rather I didn't use the nickname I invented for them. Boo, hiss.
You can call it if you want to. Go for it.
No, you've put me off now.
It's got to be Aleister Black and Ricochet. It has to be separate.
You see, I see.
It has to be separate. I wasn't putting my prediction there.
You had me going there. I thought that was your prediction for a second.
Nah, my prediction is the War Raiders. Straight in.
My prediction, due to double duty by Aleister Black and Ricochet at WrestleMania on the main show, is that on this one, although they'll probably give them one of the toughest matches they've had in NXT so far, they will fall, and the War Raiders will retain.
Ooh. Interesting.
So we're both saying War Raiders to retain, yeah?
Three. We've got 3 out of 5 the same.
Although I've got a feeling we're split on the main event.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, shall we? The main event
we won't have to wait that long, because the main event, the 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship.
Also known as Goldie.
Shout out to Tommaso Ciampa, who tweeted, best 287 days of my life.
Definitely. And props to him.
Props to him. Come back soon and come back stronger. We miss you already.
We already miss you.
Absolutely. But because of the injury to Tommaso Ciampa, the vacant title will be won by one of the 2 men in the main event.
Which I will mention is Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole.
Indeed. I'm glad you did that, because if I'd done it, I'd have given away who I thought was going to win.
Ooh, right. Who shall go first? I don't know where I'm going to go with this, especially with how it's been in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. Well, if you've watched NXT in the last couple of weeks and you saw the promo last week that both these guys did to build the match up, wow.
Absolutely stellar.
Yes. 5-star classic.
So we're already guaranteed a new champion.
We are absolutely guaranteed. But I might potentially have a bit of a soapbox to get on here, so I'm going to let you predict first.
I'm going to predict, ladies and gentlemen, a new NXT champion, Adam Cole, baby! Sorry, I've got to do it.
Interesting. Right, I'm just breathing on and polishing off the soapbox here.
Had to go with Adam Cole.
I'm about to jump on it massively.
I've had to go with Adam Cole, and I originally almost went with Johnny Gargano because that's how I thought it was going to head, but something changed my mind.
Oh, really? And what was that?
The promo.
Oh, okay.
The promo between them.
Oh, well, that's incredibly interesting because the promo between them on NXT is what informed my decision as well.
And the weird thing about it is, it was the fact that when he was saying it's a fact you can't deny. Johnny Gargano.
What? That Adam Cole boring was handed everything on a plate and Johnny Champion has had to fight for everything he's earned.
Or don't you mean
deserves,
or don't you mean
and
Johnny
will win?
Or as Adam Cole put it, which I will just state, I don't exactly entirely agree with with calling Johnny Gargano this. Johnny Participation.
Oh yeah. No. In case you haven't guessed already, we're split on this one.
No,
I
will be honest with you.
8 days a week.
Wait. I will be honest with you. If I had to pick who I want to win, Johnny Gargano.
No, that's not.
No.
Not allowed.
No. That's who I would pick if my heart picked it. That's who I would, if I wanted it to be. That's who I would want. But my head is saying Adam Cole.
Well, my head and my heart...
Because simply, as much as I know it's WrestleMania week, Johnny Gargano is a good chaser.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. But, however, on the flip side of that, my head and my heart are unified in that Johnny Gargano will win because he's been a chaser for 287 days and he never managed to get the better of Tommaso Ciampa. And so,
yeah,
for the NXT title at least, for me, it's Johnny Gargano all the way. Not least because, warning, soapbox alert, Adam Cole is the most overrated, skinny waste of space I've ever known in NXT. What is the deal with that guy?
He is
seriously,
not overrated.
He's boring. His catchphrase is inane. He wins by cheating. There's absolutely nothing to him. Seriously.
He does his job. He knows what he's doing.
He's doing his job like a charm because his job is to wind me right up, and he does. It doesn't help that he looks like Oney Lorcan's skinny, underfed younger brother. He's got no muscle definition whatsoever. Seriously, he's as boring as hell. He's conceited. He's arrogant. He brings absolutely nothing to the table, and I don't get why anybody has handed him an Undisputed Era everything on a plate.
Because they have been that good of a because they are undisputed. Sorry, I had to borrow that pun. The thing is, as much as
and Kyle O'Reilly as a tag team, yes, spectacular.
Hang on, you are dissing
Roderick Strong as a substitute when Bobby Fish got injured. Great guy, fitted in well. That's great. No objection to the rest of them. Don't like Adam Cole. Don't get what all the hype is about.
Hang on.
Not interested.
You just mentioned some of the wrestling companies. Take into account he is, and I'll quote this: he is a former Combat Zone Wrestling World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Heavyweight champion one time. Best of the Best X one time. He has also been a, I believe, Preston City Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion. He has been a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion one time. He also won the Battle of Los Angeles, which was in 2012. He is ranked number 9 in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated of the top 500 single wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2014. He has also been in Ring of Honor. He's been a ROH World Tag Team Champion, number 1 contender lottery tournament winner with Kyle O'Reilly. He's been a Survival of the Fittest tournament winner in 2014. He has been a ROH World Championship tournament winner. He's been an ROH World Television Champion one time, and he was also a ROH World Champion 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, he is in WWE. He's also been a part of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, winning it with Kyle O'Reilly. He is also an NXT Tag Team Champion one time with Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, using the Freebird Rule, of course.
Freebird Rule,
and he is also a one-time NXT North American Champion. And if I'm not mistaken, was he inaugural?
Yes. Yeah, that's a spectacularly, brilliantly long list of accolades that everyone's just given him, and he hasn't had to work for a day in his life. Johnny Gargano is one half of DIY, the former NXT Tag Team Champions, has been the NXT North American Champion, and will become the first NXT Triple Crown Champion when he fights his way to the NXT Championship tomorrow night.
Hang on. Is that a... It'll be the... Ow! Interesting note, that is.
Yes.
That's an interesting note, that is, actually. The fact
he
that
will be the first ever NXT Triple Crown winner. Other people have held both the NXT title and the Tag Team title in the past, before the North American Championship was created, but he will be the first person to have won all 3.
Wow. But just to state, and this is nothing against, Johnny Gargano, let's just state some of his records, which, if I'm not mistaken, he won the Countdown Showdown for Shakira Pro. He's also been the Shakira... I'm trying to pronounce the tag team ones. Which I will apologise if I get incorrect. The Shakira Championes de I can never pronounce it correct. Basically, the Shakira Tag Team Champions.
Is it? What is it? The Partners Champions or whatever in Spanish? Campeones de Parejas. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's it. That's the one. Yeah. Thank you very much. With Chuck Taylor. He is also a Dragon Gate USA and Evolve Wrestling Champion, being Evolve Tag Team Champion with Drew Galloway. Damn, that's a tag team.
Hell yeah.
Open the Freedom Gate Championship 2-time. He's also been the Open United Gate Champion 1 time with Rich Swann. Huh? He's also been the CITIC Cup winner, and he also won the Evolve Tag Team Championship tournament with Drew Galloway in 2016.
He did.
He has also won, and I mean, this is from Pro Wrestling Illustrated directly. He was ranked 34 in the top 500 wrestlers of Pro Wrestling PWI 500 in 2018, quite recent. He's also won Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year 2018, versing Tommaso Ciampa. He has also been a 1-time Smash Wrestling champion. He also won from Wrestling Observer Newsletter Feud of the Year, again, Tommaso Ciampa. And just for the accolades for WWE, he is a 1-time NXT North American champion. He is a 1-time NXT Tag Team champion with Tommaso Ciampa, part of DIY.
Hashtag DIY. And as of tomorrow night, he will be a 1-time NXT champion and the first ever NXT Triple Crown winner.
Possibly.
In my humble opinion.
Possibly.
That's my prediction, by the way.
But he's also got...
Just not forget that fact.
He has also got another... He has also got another 3 records from NXT.
Okay, and what are they?
2018. Oh, no, 3 records. Not in the same year. One in 2016, one in 2018. 2 of them in 2018. Are you ready for this? Rivalry of the year with Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
And are you ready for the match of the years?
Go on.
2016. This is with Tommaso Ciampa versus the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, who deserve so much better, in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Tag Team Championship at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Yeah.
And for 2018, Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia.
So both these guys have a laundry list of accolades and championships throughout the indie scene and are both deserving their place in this match.
Massively.
However, as I said, for me, I don't like Adam Cole. So Johnny Gargano all the way for me.
That's for you.
Which is good, because that means you're predicting the opposite, which is a bit of conflict, which is good, because it means we haven't gone for the same people in 2 separate matches, so one of us will win the predictions, which is always nice.
We're guaranteed, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe. We could even have a draw,
Indeed. In theory, if we both get the 3 we've gone the same for, all right or all wrong, and then we get 1 each of the others right, yeah, it still could be a draw, but let's not think negative, shall we?
We're not. We're thinking positive, absolutely positive. But anyway,
indeed we are.
That is all the predictions that we've got for NXT TakeOver New York. As for our next prediction, this will be WrestleMania 35. That will be happening on Sunday. And just to state, because this is not a usual episode, we aren't going to be giving out a lot of shout-outs as much as usual. But I'm just going to give some great ones, some quick ones that I would recommend everybody for, which is please check out
some very quick ones.
Please check out UK WrestleMania, of course. Please check out UKWA. Please, of course, check out changes. Changes, of course. Health and well-being, Mind, of course, which I always recommend, and of course, please always check out the podcast Geek the Week, which I recommend, if I'm not mistaken, for. I believe that we've also, we've got somebody in common that we know, which is Magic
Indeed.
Mark Adams, and it's for all.
Who?
Go on.
Who is an absolute legend? Sorry.
Absolute legend, all-round nice guy, and we'll probably be speaking more about some of the geeky stuff, and also most likely be getting ready for a certain end game scenario.
Indeed.
But anyway. That is...
Also, on that note, if you like the lighter side of wrestling, check out WrestleCrap.com.
And of course, as always, Botchamania. And please check out the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com. As always. But any of the links that we do actually have on our links page, as we've always stated. As we've always stated, sorry, that was me. Yep, cue me. The Burning Truth is not responsible for the content of external websites. Ding! Of course, but anything else you want to add on?
And as always, especially if it's over this weekend and it features the talents of one Mr. Matt Burns, please always check out your local wrestling scene. As
always, as I will always state, this is WrestleMania week. I hope you all enjoy WrestleMania week. I'll be reiterating this as well. Please, please, please stay well.
Yeah.
Please, as always,
much
stay
you take
well.
Part in it.
As much as it's just, it's an amazing week. It's special to my heart. I'm sure it's special to John's as well, especially with it being, WrestleMania week. All I'll say is enjoy it, be entertained, be merry, and have a great WrestleMania week. But as always, please, 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 always check out your local wrestling. Stay well, stay safe, and we will catch you on Sunday.
Bye for now. See you then.
Until then, catch you later.
Bye.